Ooh, I like that color. Good. So, I'm sure you read by the title that you see that I got my ride. It's been about a year and a half since I first started the process. Getting these cars is not easy. But anyway, it's the first 2022, I believe, and the first Shark Blue, which is a new color for the 2022 year, in the United States. There have been a couple of European deliveries, but as far as I know, there have not been any in the United States. And yeah, mine was the first one to have all its chips and everything. There's a lot of delays going on with that. So anyway, I flew into Vegas Friday night and had a little fun for before I picked up the car on Saturday morning. And here's kind of what I did after I picked up the car. And I took a trip, and a long one, to put in the braking miles. Okay, firing this up for the very first time. I do not need that. So here I'm just waiting to have the clear side markers installed. See what it looks like kind of out in the shadows. The color really is not captured properly on cameras. It's close, but it's not quite all there. You can see I got the special LED lights. Very cool. So I will go over the build now, and then from there, the rest of the video is just going to kind of be like sightseeing stuff. So. Alright, let's take a quick tour of this bad boy. Got the black wheels, standard brakes, black calipers. Had these installed, clear side markers. LED lights, the PDLS, Porsche Dynamic Lighting System, I think it's called. I don't know. They light up the road really well, and they look really cool too. There's a bunch of smashed bugs and other junk. I drove 1,000 miles, but they look really cool. Got these painted. Everything's extra on these dumb cars. You can see I got a lot of smashed bugs on here. Kills bugs fast, like that old ad in the 80s, 90s. I don't know when that was. Anyway, 1,000 miles of canyon and wooded driving. Nothing else on the outside, I don't think, except for the color, which is awesome in person. I'm telling you, it's a great color. Shark Blue. Oh, I got the black Porsche logo on the back. I think it looks good. It just kind of makes it look like a nice even black stripe. You can't really, it kind of sticks out when it's in silver. So yeah, so that's the outside. Let's take a look on the inside now. And, yeah, so I got carbon fiber door sills that light up. These are so cool. Definitely a worthwhile option. I got the 18-way seats, which have all sorts of crazy comfort settings, and I drove 1,000 miles in like 36 hours in this car, and my back didn't hurt at all. I was just completely blown away by that. I mean, I can't even drive more than 5 or 6 hours in my 4Runner without my back hurting. So awesome seats, unbelievable. And I was, all over the place in the canyons and whatnot. But yeah, so I spent a little extra on the speed blue stitching. Looks amazing. I mean, I'm so happy with how it turned out. I got the leather, full leather seats here. I know some people think that's a stupid option, because but it just having a big plastic back on this nice interior just seems kind of stupid to me. So I went with the leather backed seats, and the extended stitching goes all the way back there. Carbon fiber on the door sills and the console as well. I got to change these out to something blue. Having that silver and everything else match perfectly is kind of annoying. I got the Bose stereo. It's okay. It's not as bad as people make it seem, but this interior is really nice. Lots of Alcantara, or Race Tex as they call it. It's like the Porsche brand, Alcantara, all over the place. Just a really comfortable place to sit. I got the nice deviated stitching all over. I got the extended deviated stitching pad and the leather package, which I think is a must-have for this interior. The rubber dash is just kind of crap, honestly. Other than that, leather on the gear shift, and then yeah, so it's got a leather boot, and then with the deviated stitching package, it comes in that colored stitching. I think it looks really sharp. And then also you get blue leather deviated stitching. You pick your color that you want. I thought the blue just went really well with this blue exterior, and man, it's stunning in person. So yeah, that's the leather steering wheel, not the Alcantara. My hands, you know, get sweaty, and I want this car to last a really long time, so leather is just more durable than Alcantara. I'm not a freaking race car driver, I just like to have fun. But also got the Alcantara or Race Tech's visors. It's nice, and then it matches with the Alcantara roof. I got the lighting package, which I'm not really sure what it does. It's like these lights and some other stuff, and I don't know. But anyway, the interior here is just a nice place to be. You got Alcantara Race Tech's here. Got your cup holder, which I did actually use quite a bit on my 1,000-mile journey. Leather dash, you know, trimmed with the blue stitching, and yeah, I got the smoking package, which is a free option. Gives you a little DC charger in there. And inside of here, we'll put it in that. Got one USB. I did not opt for the stupid phone charger thing. My phone probably doesn't even have that, and I'm sure future models will not be compatible. So anyway, got the carbon fiber here. I got the climate control option. Anyway, let me just show you the build sheet. Screw it, I got the whole darn thing right here. And I'm sure some of you will shit your pants at the price of some of these options, but you know, I wanted what I wanted. It's the first time I've ever spec'd a car the way I want, so yeah. I got 25 miles per gallon. Kind of ripping it through, you know, over the first 1,000 miles, which is pretty good. This car's cool. It's not without its problems though. The auto start stop, when you're cruising, it goes to 3-cylinder mode, and the drone from it is terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. I cannot believe they even let it like get to production sounding like it. It's so loud and so obnoxious. So that gets turned off. Sport exhaust is stupid. It basically keeps the valves open up until, I don't know, like 1,500 RPMs, then closes them from like 1,500 to like almost 4,000 RPM. So most of the time you're driving around, you're in that rev range, right? It's only when you're really, you know, giving it the beans that you get over 4,000 RPMs. That's when the valves open again. So it's freaking stupid. The difference in ride quality between the sport chassis and the normal was almost undetectable. I actually left the dealer and was cruising on the highway. I had no idea that the stiffer suspension setting was on, because it was a really comfortable ride. And anyway, so that I'm sure there is a difference. I just didn't really notice it cruising on the highway. Auto blip is nice. That's a really fun feature. You know, you can just bang 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 bang, vroom 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 vroom, and let go of the clutch, and you're already rev matched. I'm not a great heel tower, so nor do I really want to like burn out the clutch prematurely or anything like that. One thing I do find annoying, the cruise control arm down here, I confuse it with the turn signal all the time. I guess I just have to get used to it. The cruise control itself is nice. It's not adaptive, but you know, you can bump it forward or backward to like increase or decrease it by like 1 mile an hour. That's super nice. This menu stock here, I don't know, it's not super intuitive. This steering wheel obviously doesn't have the like roller switch that a lot of Porsches have, so it's just kind of weird. Windshield wipers work great. These plastic inserts, I don't know, kind of cheap. I wish it was metal, but I guess they're saving weight or something, or put carbon fiber in here or something better. Like, this is all leather, this is all leather, and then they just have this crappy creaky, like look, you can see it move like plastic in here. So I don't know what the deal is with that decision, but I'm not complaining. This car drives amazing. I mean, it is a good highway cruiser. And I know that's probably a crazy thing to say, but it really is. And it's a beautiful place to sit for a small car. I'm 6'6" in shoes, and I have good headroom here. I got good amount of room. And then, yeah, I literally have no back pain today or nothing. Just unbelievable. You know, I was driving on crappy California roads, crappy Nevada roads, and no issues at all. So yeah, this is the new car, and man, it is just unbelievable. I really, really like it. The ground clearance issue isn't as bad as I thought. I had no issues getting into my driveway, which can be pretty low entering it. So yeah, that's it, boys and girls. My new GT4. As we're passing Whiskey Pete's, I just want to say that this car is unbelievably smooth to drive. From what I heard on the forums and whatnot, they say like, oh my gosh, it's so stiff, blah blah blah. Oh my goodness, this thing is like, it's way more comfortable than my Aston, which is, you know, everyone says it's more of a grand tour or whatever, but like, I was accidentally driving with the sports suspension on, and I didn't even notice. Like, it's so smooth. So this way I can describe it. It's yeah, you can feel everything through the wheel, but I mean, it's just so smooth, and I am really digging it. So anyway, give you an update in a minute. So upon picking the car up from Vegas, I left around noon, and I headed west towards basically Los Angeles area. I kind of bypassed it. I went north of the city as I was going to stay the night in Santa Barbara, which is a very cool town. So here's some footage going through Death Valley, which is very, very beautiful, just in its own, you know, strange desert way. So on California 18, just west of Victorville, there were these roads. It was perfectly straight except for these weird like undulations in the road, and sometimes there were like 3 or 4 of these weird things in a row. I'm sure they're from like earthquakes or something, but anyway, I tried to capture it here, and it was just very bizarre. So here I am on California 14, which is the Antelope Valley Highway. It was very beautiful here. But one thing I definitely noticed, the GT4, the tire noise on crappy roads is really loud. I mean, you feel and hear everything in this car, and it's very comfortable, but man, the tire noise is so ridiculously loud, and this road was a big piece of crap. So it was very beautiful, though. So I took 126 to the 101, and here's what it looks like when you first get on the 101, which is a very crappy cement road. But it is incredibly beautiful once you do start getting into the southern coastal communities. Ooh, look, the Church of Scientology. And then after a little while, you can finally see the ocean, which is awesome. It's very beautiful down here. I see why people flock to it. It's about 30 degrees colder than the valley, which is insane. I mean, it's like 70 degrees here along the ocean, and about 100, you know, not too far off, just as you get towards the east a little bit. So other than the insane tire noise from the crappy cement road, I mean, you can even see how bad it looks here. This was really relaxing part of the drive, even though I've already been driving for, gosh, probably 4 hours. So that's all the footage I had of my first day with the car. It was amazing, and I would do it 10 out of 10 times again. So I'm taking off here early Sunday morning on Highway 1, headed north towards Monterrey. And yeah, it's not a lot of traffic. It's very foggy. That was kind of the biggest downfall of the trip, was almost all of Sunday it was pretty much foggy all along the Pacific Coast Trail, or highway. So here was one little clearing in the fog. See, it's very beautiful, but man, it was really foggy pretty much the whole way. You'll see later on. So here's one brief, beautiful clearing in the fog, and this was right before the only tunnel I came across on the Pacific Coast Highway. I was expecting there to be a whole bunch more, but there weren't any. Here we go, boys, in a tunnel. So sadly, this is kind of what it looked like pretty much the whole day. There was brief pauses in the fog, but man, it was kind of depressing just, knowing that there's such beautiful scenery around you, and I couldn't, take it in, but whatever. Allowed me to focus on the road and get in the car where I needed to go, I guess. So I did manage to catch a chopper dusting his crops, which I thought was pretty cool. It was flying really low. So here's a really cool area with some really steep cliffs. You always got to watch out for, rocks that fall into the road around here. Really beautiful, just covered in a layer of fog. Another really kind of disappointing thing about the highway was that, man, there was so much traffic and so many just stupidly slow cars. Like, these cars were going like 15 on 30-mile-an-hour turns, and it made it very painful that they would never ever pull over either. So here we are just outside of Big Sur, which is a very beautiful area. Sun decided to pop out for a moment and give us some relief from that ugly gray stuff. So this is apparently Point Sur, which has a lighthouse on top of it. Man, did it look wicked in this fog. It was so cool. So this is around the Little Sur River where it intersects with the ocean, and it was incredibly beautiful, but the sea salt smell here was just over the top. It was awesome. You could really just smell the salt. Very weird. You didn't really get that in a lot of the areas, but anyway, very beautiful area. Would definitely like to come back and spend more time here, that's for sure. So anyway, I skipped a lot. I went through Monterrey and all that, and I'm on 152 now. This is the San Luis Reservoir. I mean, it's probably 50 feet lower than it normally is. It's crazy to see how low. So I'm making my way towards Sonora, about 20 miles away, and I'm going to do the Sonora Pass, which is California 108, which is this beautiful, freshly paved like this, beautifully freshly paved mountain pass that's just off the charts nuts. I wish I had my GoPro mount working so I could show you what it's all about, but of course it broke, and you're just going to have to trust me on this one. But I will be back to do it again probably in a couple of weeks anyway. So anyway, yeah, so that's where I'm headed. Once I get over the Sierras, I hit up 395 and then I go right back into town. So pretty long day, to say the least. I mean, look at this, I'm at 400 miles right now. So this is the beginning of Sonora Pass, and it's just like big sweeping turns that just kind of go on for forever, it seems. Tons of fun. This time I went, it was amazing because of the fires, all the campgrounds are closed, and this is in the Stanislaus National Forest. So if you are going to do this drive, do it now while the campgrounds are closed, because you can get stuck behind RVs and all sorts of crap like that. But later on, it just gets more and more intense, and then it kind of peaks as the road peaks. It's awesome. As the terrain gets more and more steep, I think the top of the pass is 9,600 feet or something like that. I mean, there's some parts where it says it's a 26% grade, and you're doing practically a U-turn around on that type of grade, and it was just mental, but it's fun. So here's what it looks like when it spits you out just before you hit 395. Still a little bit curvy and whatnot, and you're still probably at like 7,000 feet, something like that. It's just beautiful, especially as the sun was setting. I mean, I didn't capture it at the proper time, but it's 75 miles of pure driving heaven. And if there's no traffic like there was this time, I mean, you saw that one car, and that was
that and one other vehicle I had to go around, and that was it. It was just epic. I mean, it made up for the rather disappointing Pacific Coast highways, so it all kind of worked out. So anyway, if you get the chance, it's California 108 from Sonora to 395. It's absolutely a must drive if you're a sports car person. So anyway, this wraps up my epic day of driving. It was 11 hours and 500 miles or something on twisty roads. And if you're still listening, thanks. You must just really love the sound of my voice. So have a good one, and I'll see you later.